We all know by now that AI can generate astonishing architectural renderings whether you start with the equivalent of a cocktail napkin sketch, or a sketch on trace over a photograph, or even fairly detailed SketchUp masking models. But what happens when your clients become acclimated to the miracle of these images and start seeing everything wrong with them? Like how you forgot that they specifically asked for a dark gray roof and not the aluminum color shown in your renderings. Now the old prompts that got you to this point suddenly stop working because the AI can have trouble differentiating the part of the building you want changed from everything else going on. So you start getting chimneys in the wrong place, screen porches appearing from nowhere, or sometimes an entirely different building. Or maybe Nano Banana gets so confused that it actually includes your favorite car and the hiking boots you just bought from Amazon. I kid you not. This all happened to me, and honestly, I had absolutely no idea how to fix it. But luckily, I remembered comments that several of my viewers had left under my earlier videos. Have you tried JSON prompting? So I took a step back, started experimenting, failed more times than I care to admit, and eventually stumbled onto what I now call the surgical material replacement prompt. And while it isn't perfect, it's built on the same philosophy as the other prompts we developed. Gemini interviews you, you answer in simple conversational language, and Nano Banana quietly translates those answers into the precise programming language it needs while you sit back and enjoy the show. Let me show you how it works on the actual renderings I got wrong from my client meeting last week. So here's my setup. Here is Gemini on my desktop, and I use a Mac, so I use something called Spaces, and I can go back and forth to these different other pages. And so, for instance, this is my file folder that contains the images we're going to use, and this is the prompt that contains the prompt we're going to use. So this makes it easy just to cut and paste and get right back to the work area. So in fact, I can go ahead and grab this prompt and copy it, and now I'll go back to the workspace, and I'll start by uploading the image, and we're going to start with the northwest image this time. So here is that, and I'll find the northwest image, and that looks like this, and you can see that light aluminum colored roof we're going to be changing today. So now I can upload that, and then I'll upload that prompt to the same place, and when those are together, I'll hit the submit button, and it's analyzing that prompt right now and gearing up to do the interview process that we'll see in a minute. And you can see here it's acknowledging that it has the base image. So it's asked me basically to describe the design, so I'll paste that in. Here's my description, and that will be in the free file down below, and now I'll hit submit. And it comes back to me with its understanding of my design, and it categorizes things by systems. And this is the one we're going to be interested in today. System 1, continuous roof shell and soffit assembly, standing seam metal roof, 12-inch edge fascias, vertical corner piers. That's the important thing. Then I'll quickly check the rest of these. Primary exterior wall clouding, that is correct. Fenestration, that's correct. Roof penetrations, that's correct. Garage doors. And I'm going to tell it now that they should remove the soffits from System 1. Otherwise, they'll turn into the same material. So I'm going to put in here, please remove the soffits from System 1. So I'll go ahead and hit submit. And here it comes back, understood. Here is the revised mapping. Everything else is good, so it's asking me to please type yes that it has understood me correctly. So here's my next question. It's asking for the system number and the upload of a screenshot of the manufacturer's color or texture swatch. So that's exactly what we wanted it to do. So let's answer System 1 will become ATS Roofing in Thunder Gray 34. So I'm going to upload the file of that screenshot of the manufacturer's catalog, and there it is. And you can see here Thunder Gray 34. This is again from the catalog. And then I'll hit the submit button. And now it's going to confirm that it understands what sample I want to use. So this is like a collaborator in your office, making sure that they understand what your instructions were. So here we see the System 1 standing seam metal roof, fascias, and vertical corner piers will be specified as ATAS Thunder Gray. But then it kind of describes Thunder Gray, so I know that it didn't just make up what Thunder Gray was. The color profile is a highly desaturated, neutral, deep slate charcoal. That sounds just right. So it seems to have it understood, and I'm going to go ahead then and hit this word, type render to execute the final visual. So here we go, render, and then I'll hit submit. And now this should create the final image. I'm always holding my breath a little bit at this point. You never know what can go wrong. And you can see it has really done a wonderful job. It's got the exact color and it's rendered it everywhere we wanted it to be rendered, but it's protected everything else. And by the way, if you're enjoying this stuff, be sure to subscribe because we've got a lot more coming. So now I will download the high resolution image of this, and you can see that down here. Now another trick I use is because it's easy to get so many of these threads going as you're getting up to speed, learning these processes. And I'm going to go ahead and name the thread and the image the same thing. So my convention has been to first celebrate the success because they are very hard-won successes. And then I mention the orientation of the view, and this is the northwest. And then I'll make a note about thunder gray basically being okay. So that's it. And I'm going to also swipe and copy this, and I'll go ahead and rename it. There you can see the new name. And now I'll come up to the download, and I'll open up that image. And this is the image that is going to be stored then on my computer. And just look at the astonishing clarity of this image. It really is amazing. And up here you can see is the current name of that with the gobbledygook that came from Nano Banana. But I'll click on this and I'll paste in that name that we saved. And you can see this is going to downloads. And then I'll hit save. And now this is ready to retrieve for any subsequent studies in the download section of my computer. But again, look at the detail. The skylights are shown where they are. This beautiful shadow here, this dappled light from the trees really is astonishing. And so that is our northwest view of this project. Now let's see if this works a second time. Remember, my clients don't just want one corrected image. They want to see how this roof looks from every angle around the building. So this time I'll grab the southeast view, upload the image, paste in that same prompt, and hit submit. Gemini then comes back to you with the automated response triggered by your prompt and asks you to describe the design in natural language. So I'll grab that description, paste it in, and hit submit again. And after a brief moment, Gemini comes back and shows me how it translated my natural language description into systems. Then it asks if its interpretation is correct. And if I am confident it has correctly isolated the specific system I want to change, I reply yes. Then it asks me to identify which system I want to change and to either type or dictate what I want that system to become. And again, this is the kind of thing you can even save right alongside your other prompts when you're working through multiple views like I am. Then I upload the color swatch, hit submit, and Gemini comes back confirming that it understands the material I want. And only when I'm reassured do I type the word render. And this part is sped up, but once again it produces an image of astonishing detail and clarity, not only showing the corrected material color, but preserving the full resolution and detail of the original base image that guided this change. For example, look at how accurately these standing seam roof planes intersect. It understands the internal gutter. The solar panels are preserved and mounted correctly above the roof plane. The spring trees remain soft and impressionistic in the background. The dark veneer brick on the chimney is still there. And this may actually be my favorite part over here, because the SketchUp model never really resolved how you would get from the screen porch down to grade, but Nano Banana imagined some very unique way to do it. It resolved it using the same architectural language already present in the project. And honestly, I never would have drawn it this way myself. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to steal this idea and pitch it to the client as my own. So I'll give the downloaded image the same name as the thread, and now I have 2 of the 4 views completed. Now let's look at one final variation here. Instead of changing the roof, let's change one of our siding materials. So I'm going to go and into my files. Let's go with this one, which I really like. I'll upload that. And instead of the roof this time, let's change the walls. And I'll put in the prompt. And this time we're going to use something called an Equitone mineral fiber board panel for the walls. And this is a real world exercise because the client wants to see what that might look like as 3 different kinds of Equitone. So it's going to ask me once again to talk it through the design, and I will paste that in, just as if I'm talking about the building in a client presentation in a conference room. And now it will process that. System 3 wall panels, and this is what we'll be changing this time. It seems to have this all correct, so I'm going to say yes. And now it's going to gather its thoughts and ask me which specific system. And as you recall, it's going to be system 3 here. This will become Equitone panel in Finish Linea LT85. Now here is an example where I want to add some detail, because from prior experience I know that it's sometimes struggled with this Linea panel. So I'm now going to say, please take extra care in representing the micro ribbing of the panel as seen in scale next to a human hand in the product photo. This should be a very subtle texture, almost like a fine corduroy fabric. And here is the LT85. Here's the human hand, and here's the fine micro ribbing. And I'll upload that, hit submit. And it's going to come back to me with its description. At the architectural scale, this 3D relief must translate into a highly precise, subtle texture resembling fine corduroy, ensuring a uniform exterior skin without any unwanted warmth or color bleeding. And I couldn't have said it better myself, so I'll hit render, and now we'll really see if it understood it. And there is our image, and let's enlarge it, and it looks like it's been pretty successful. And I'll come up here to the downloads folder, and let's check what that one looks like. And look at this, amazing. Not only does it have the micro ribs, but it has also broken up the Equitone panels into a very logical system. Now Equitone panels are actually rain screen panels because they have these 3/8" gaps between them, and it has proactively understood that. But more importantly, look at the fine grain, blow it up even higher, and this just amazes me. I'll rename it up here. I will hit save. I'll close that, and there is how you use this same system to begin to substitute other systems as well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos in this series. To download the surgical material replacement prompt we used today, there's a link in the description below. To learn these workflows in the privacy of your home and at your own pace, join the waiting list for our upcoming comprehensive Nano Banana course. You'll find that link below too. To see how Nano Banana can save you time and money creating early stage concept design presentations, tap the video on the left or the right, and I'll see you in the next video.